garden update. Just a quick pan around so everybody can see exactly what it looks like in here. It looks a whole lot better than what it did when I first started. Everything is growing fine. I've done a few things to it. Those flowers are okay, not great. These are my blueberry bushes. I got 3 of them. Plenty of blueberries on that one. Got a few blueberries on that one. A few blueberries on that one right there. So, and that one right there has no blueberries on them. It was full of blueberries. They got ripe, but it appears the squirrels or the birds got them before I did. My sugar cane is looking good, growing a lot stronger and better than I'd even anticipated. This is longevity spinach. That's longevity spinach, and that's longevity spinach also. And it's recovering from last year. It died in the cold weather, but it's getting a lot better now. Onions are looking good. There's an onion right there, another one right there, and there are a couple of more that are starting to come out also. My tree collards are doing okay, not great. This is a squash plant I planted in a pot recently just to see how it would grow, and it's doing pretty good. Peppers, doing pretty good. Those are red. That's a red pepper plant, a red pepper plant, another red pepper plant right there. And this here is one of the tomato beds I got here, and it is full of tomatoes. You look down there, you can see a lot of tomatoes right there. There's some tomatoes on that plant right there. This plant right here has tomatoes on it. That one has tomatoes on it. Tomatoes on this plant right here. And it's just tomatoes almost as far as the eye can see. My beefsteak tomato plant, I planted it recently, just waiting for it to show something. Hadn't done anything yet, but it's gonna grow to be big. This is a yellow pepper plant, still growing. Another beefsteak tomato plant. Yellow pepper, yellow pepper, yellow pepper over there, and others are red peppers over there. Tree collards, going good. Bugs got to them, and I sprayed them, so hopefully they'll come back okay. This is my Louisiana eggplant. It's doing pretty good. Aloe vera. And this is cucumbers. 8-something cucumbers. I forget exactly what it is, but I need to figure out a way to stake these so they won't grow all over the place. In this center section right here are my other cucumbers. This is a dwarf cucumber variety, and it's doing pretty good. I expect those should start producing here within the next month or so. Right here are my eggplants, and they are doing well also. And I expect they should start blooming for the next couple of months or so. Then the far garden over there are the zucchini and squash. And they're doing good, although I think I'm going to plant a couple of more squash plants probably in a pot because my wife loves squash. And here's what I just did recently. I made a trellis for guguza. I found a frame that I bought offline, well online from Marketplace on Amazon, and then I got some cattle panel, and I tied it to it with zip ties, and they seem to be holding pretty good so far. Now the guguza I just planted today, and this should be this is a large Italian squash. It should grow up to cover this entire thing within the next couple of months. And so far I've got about 8 of the guguza plants planted out here, and got 3 more that I'm gonna plant, but those ones that I all started from seed. Sweet corn plant, doing good. Chives, all it does is keep on going. Well, shallots rather. Parsley, been cut, but it's doing good. And right here is Greek oregano. And right here is my neighbor's dog, a Rottweiler. I got to get her some biscuits because she likes biscuits. Let me go get you some biscuits, little girl. I'll get you some. I believe in being friends with the Rottweiler. Curry doing good. Curry doing good. Chives doing good right there. More shallots right there. This one I've had for a couple of years now. It does well. And basil that I chopped and is growing back. Basil right there that I grew from seed is starting to get pretty big. And cinnamon, not cinnamon, but excuse me, spearmint doing well. More mint doing well. Mint doing exceptionally well. Chives right there. And variegated lemon thyme right there. More Greek oregano down there. And this is rosemary right here. Dill that I cut off and see if it grow back. And more dill that I cut off and grow back. And more shallots right there. Doing good. Now right here in this bed are my carrots. I kind of halfway placed the seeds there. And for a while I thought they weren't going to grow up because they were growing kind of slow. But they've picked up the pace and they're doing good right here. And I stuck a tomato in there. And I also stuck a squash plant in there. And another tomato garden. See tomatoes on that one. Tomato on that one. This one right here is full of tomatoes right there. And more blossoms on it right there. This little bitty one right here has a couple of tomatoes on it and has flowers on it. And there's one big tomato on that one right there. This one right here has several tomatoes on it. A couple of tomatoes on that one. That one has 2 or 3 tomatoes on it. And this one, tomatoes are hid. I gotta move it back, but you can see tomatoes there. Another bed, different variety of tomatoes, aren't growing quite as quick. But there's one tomato right there. Another tomato right there. In this bed right here, another bed, tomatoes. You can see right there are tomatoes. Tomato right there. Big tomato right there. Tomatoes almost as far as the eye can see. This one has 4 little bitty, no, that's 5 tomatoes right there. And this is the plant I recently got. Not recently got, it's been there a while. And it's got tomato right there, so it's doing pretty good. And this plant, I didn't know what it was. I bought it and I finally realized this is my tomatillo plant. I don't have any tomatoes yet, I don't have any tomatillos on it yet, but there are plenty of blossoms on it. My lettuce, but I think it's starting to get kind of bitter, so, and it's not been eaten as much as I thought it was going to be, so I may take the lettuce out and add some melons of some sort, or some squash to it. And I got a couple of, what are these? A couple of Black Beauty eggplants, and these I've forgotten about. Tomato, this is more lettuce with a couple of tomato plants in it, one right there, one right there. And these right here, what I call my Nipsey Hussle tomatoes. Why do I call them Nipsey Hussle? Because these tomatoes are native to Eritrea, which is Nipsey Hussle's background. So I'm growing these 2 tomatoes in memory of Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle. And these are more lettuce that I'm gonna take out. In anticipation of taking it out, I've already placed one butternut squash there. And in this one right here, in anticipation, I've got everything planted in this garden right here, in this little raisin right here. There is a tomato plant right there, 2 bean plants right there, a squash plant right there, and a Japanese eggplant right there. And this next one, and well, I'll cover that one. Here, in this one, I got tomatoes right there, Japanese eggplant, tomato, tomato. This is my gemstone corn. It's growing good. Here's my red russet corn. It's growing good. Lemon tree is living. And these are the peppers. They're starting to bloom. And there are some peppers that are growing here. For example, there are a couple on that one right there. There's one small one on that one right there. A very large one and a medium sized one on that one right there. Several on this one right there. Bell pepper starting to grow right there. So, and then there are several. Look right here. There are several right there. So on and on, garden's looking pretty good. And last but not least, my blackberries. I've eaten several of them already, but you can see some are starting to ripen again. So they're going good. But that's my garden update. Thank y'all for looking. Bye.